All right. Good morning once again. We are just quarantining ourselves to death here, and we are just going to keep on going with all of our wonderful art goodness. And so today we're going to do some fun stuff and get a little messy. And, it is what it is. I am really enjoying doing all this with you guys. So I hope you like everything that we're doing. And if there's something different that you want to see, let me know. So today we're going to work with some coffee filters again. And I know that they are something that I have laying around a lot in my house. But and in the art room, I actually have a plethora of them. I do all kinds of projects with them. So, and because I can buy them in great big stacks, and they're usually fairly inexpensive, I do have quite a few projects that I do with them. But, kids, before you go raiding your mom's coffee filters, you leave her short on making coffee. Well, I guess you're going to have to find your own pencil. Pardon the interruption. Make sure you've got enough to do all this fun stuff. Again, if you've got, tissue paper left over from the holidays or a birthday or something, that's going to also work well for this. So I've got ones that are already prepared and ones that I kind of colored to make this go just a little bit faster. And because tissue paper does bleed through and coffee filters, get yourself a little messy mat to protect your workspace. And for this, we are going to make a little monster today. So I have already pre-colored 2 coffee filters. You want 2, and that's going to give your monster a little bit more life. So I've gone through and colored it. And what I did is I kind of layered them together. And you, again, want your watercolor markers. And I chose a little cool color scheme. I had a little pop of yellow in there just for some color, for some fun. And as I was coloring them, I was really trying to kind of push through so that it would bleed through a little bit. And then I did flip over and color on the other side in a different spot. And then what you're going to do is leaving them together on your messy mat. Protect your workspace. Then you take your little squirt bottle and just spray them lightly. You don't need a ton of water. It doesn't need to be soaked in order for this to work. As it sits, it'll just kind of start to blend together. The kids really like the magic of all of this and the whole tie-dye effect. You want to make sure that you've gone through to the other side. I gave it a little too light. My bee. So there we go. And let that dry for a few minutes and let all the colors kind of soak through and come through. And, I'm going to set this aside to dry. Oh, look at that. It dried already. Oh, magic. So now that I've got 2 dry coffee filters, what I'm going to do to continue my little monster is, make sure she didn't steal my glue stick. This is why Mrs. Mims keeps her own materials. I'm just going to give him a little glue in the middle and put them together. Just in the center. And I want the ends to be a little floppy. Okay, so this is what we got so far. Not very monstrous yet, are they? Well, what you're going to do is on a separate sheet of white paper. Usually I like to use googly eyes, but I don't have any at home. Some of y'all might, some of you might not. I didn't bring any home from school at all. And I'm not running out to the craft stores right now to go and grab some. My next chance out, I might, but chances are some of you aren't. But in a pinch, we're just going to make some big old cartoonish looking eyes. So I just drew a big old circle and, some little ovals. I kept them open so they look like little cartoon eyes. I mean, your kids can draw the eyes any way they want to. And ta-da! I've got a set that's already pre-cut. So those will be ready to go. And we're going to glue those kind of right in the middle. And I'm leaving some room, again, around the edges, because I'm going to give him some texture. So let's get my eyeballs glued on. With the tissue paper, I like working with the glue stick better, because again, your liquid glue is going to kind of go through, and it's too much for the tissue paper. So now he's got some eyeballs. If your child so desires, they can get a marker, draw a little mouth. They don't have to. I'm going to. Happy, sad, whatever. It's a good time to talk about your emotions, how you're feeling, how your monster might feel. Whatever. If they want to give them little eyebrows. If your child wants a little girl monster, boy monster. Whatever. Just something simple. Black marker is going to work best. Ta-da. You can come out. What you scared of? Any other time, she just can't wait to pop in there. All right, so now the other thing I've done is, if you notice, my white piece of paper was half cut up, and I have created some arms and legs. I didn't have, well, I do have a ruler sitting around, but I was too lazy to get up and go get it. And I just used another straight edge that I had laying here at the table, and I drew just a few lines to make some arms and legs. And I've already got them colored and cut out. I used my markers. The markers are going to work for this coffee filter process, but if you want to use crayons or whatever to do the next part, not a big deal. So I colored my arms and legs 2 different colors for him. If you want them all the same color, I mean, he's your monster, guys. Do whatever. So I wanted my legs to be pink and my arms to be yellow. And what I did for my monster is, obviously, these are way too long. Looks kind of silly. So what we're going to do is a simple accordion fold with your child. And this is really great for your little ones for their hand-eye coordination, their fine motor skills. I'm just going to make a small fold up and into the colored part of the leg, and then back over on top of itself. Doesn't matter how big it is. No. I mean, I've got maybe about a 1/2 inch fold going on. Back and forth until it's done. And we're going to have something that looks like this. Kind of gives our monster a little bit more life. So we've got these little accordion folds. Ta-da. Do the same thing with your arms, because again, otherwise they're going to have insanely long arms. And we're just going to accordion fold. My other ones are already done. And it makes them look a little bit more whimsical. And since a lot of us have, this is even good to use for scrap paper. And now we're ready for arms. Now, you could just kind of attach the arms like this, but I want my little guy to have some texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to make a small cut, maybe about 1/2 inch or so, all the way around my coffee filters before I start attaching my arms. And in doing so, it'll be all floppy and gives them kind of a furry appearance. Loosens up those 2 coffee filters so you can see both of them. Really kind of fun. If you want, you can kind of move them a little bit so the kids can see them now. And now we're ready to attach, oh, I wanted the pink ones down here. Now we're ready to attach arms and legs. And then again, using my glue stick. And I'm going to insert it in between the coffee filter. If you put it on the back, it's not a big deal. Again, he's your little monster guy. And there's my arm. Ta-da! And so other than dry time, He doesn't take that long to do. He's done. Ta-da! So there you go. You got a little coffee filter monster, and go forth, have fun. I use the cool color scheme. You can use whatever color scheme you want to, and I hope you guys enjoy this simple little project that you can make right from the house.